All right, so I'm gonna open it up right here. I know there's some more questions. I'll flip through them if I see a good one. If I haven't got to your question yet, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm been long winded. These questions were long, but just go ahead and open it up. Anybody wants to ask something, go for it. I'll check the chat.
Any thoughts on first order in hat?
Yeah, first order works really well. I don't remember which phase. I think it's on that list. I think it's P2. Um, if you're just starting up and you don't already have a first order team though, they're terrible to farm. I mean, if you've already done it, then great, more power to you. I know they've got some good usage, but they're so hard to farm because they take forever, especially first order tie pilot and first order stormtrooper. That I personally have never used them, but I do know that they YouTube a video from Smithy D or something. I know one of them shown it. They can do great on people. Or I'm sorry, I think it's P2. I'm not 100% sure, but I know it's on that list that he posted earlier.
Did you go through different variations for P2 with Zader lead?
With Zader lead, yeah, um, and all of them you want to get dots because you get almost all your damage from Zader's saber throw. You only do the saber throw when the tank is down. So you basically you drop all the dots on with Zader. Sid does his AOE and drops dots. He also exposes. He usually does that before Zader. So then when Zader does his AOE dot spread, um, if you've got Boba and you shoot the tank, he gives you more dots. And then the Phasma's purpose is at the very beginning. You can, if you have her fast enough, at the very beginning you can use her advantage. Helps you take down the tank faster. And then during the topple, you can use her advantage again, and you always do that before Vader throws a saber. And so when you do that, it takes off massive damage. It's multiplied by however many dots you have. So the dots are the key there. So that's why they say Shaman is good because he adds dots and he heals, or her, or whatever. Um, Sid is key to that. Phasma's key to that, and Zader. Now, I don't have Shaman yet. I'm 2 shards away. 2 shards. So I haven't got to use Shaman. I do use Boba because I have him. For a long time, my Boba wasn't geared, so I just used um, any other two dark side guys I kind of had. I think one time I used Savage, and another time I used Kylo. But basically, once you get all the dots on, you're just trying to get a saber throw. If you can get one topple with a saber throw, you're probably going to be close to the 2%. Not quite. If you can get a second drop of it and hit with your saber throw, you're gonna be good. You're gonna be definitely over your 2%. If you get a third one, you're gonna be getting close to a million probably because every time you do the saber throw, it adds damage. The reason Savage I like to work using him as an alternative is because once you get one of the turrets down to the yellow, his AOE will automatically knock it out, or not his AOE. I'm sorry, his special will automatically kill it. So I always save it for the top cannon and work the side. The thing about Zader is when he spreads all the dots, every time the side cannons go, all those dots kill part of the cannon while you're doing it. So it makes it a little easier to drop the tank. Um, if you don't have Phasma geared enough, the tank likes to target her for some reason, so she can die. Same thing if your Elder is not geared enough, he'll die quick too. But um, you can use Kylo in there if you didn't use him in P1. He can do a little damage on the side. You basically want Vader, Sid, Phasma, and then you need the other two people either need to stack dot, heal, or you need high DPS tunes that can help you take down the game. That's what I would suggest.
Reemergence of Zader on P3?
Um, Originally, Zader was being used in P3 for a lot of stuff. He was awesome. Then they nerfed him, and he didn't do as well. But Cypher used him here. I think it was Cypher a couple of weeks ago and got over 1 million with him again in P. So Zader can be used in P3. He doesn't have as much top out potential in P3, but he does give you that turn meter down every time somebody hits. So by getting that turn meter down, and you can stack dots up on the V2 and hit him later, um, it's very helpful. Uh, Originally, we saw some. One of my first million scores I saw was with Zader in P3, but I think top end. If you've already got a P2 team for droids, then try in P3. But if you don't, and you're just looking for most damage, put him in P2. You can get more out of him. Mine's 6 star. I'm still about 80 shards away from what I've seen from other people. Now, I haven't seen a video or anything like that. I've seen people get massive damage with him in P2. Um, now I don't know if they had the full Elder team or the full Shaman team or not, but I saw him using in P2 and getting some really massive damage. I think it was a couple of Spaceball guys. Um, I would think that P2 would be the best place for him, but I'm not 100% sure. Um, I would say that's another one of those where I would just probably have to Google. I mean, what I would do is just Google Nihilist and HAT and see where it pops up where he gets the most damage. But I would think P2. It would just be a guess, though. I really couldn't tell you. As far as decreasing the cooldown, he would decrease the cooldown. Uh, the problem is just because he decreased the cooldown, he wouldn't decrease their turn meter. I don't think so. They'd still be able to hit you. Um, I mean, it might be. I don't really know. Oh, you're talking about to do the annihilate. Oh, it's to get your annihilate off quick. Man, that's a great idea. I'd never thought of it, but yeah, I'm sure you could. I'm trying to remember. Doesn't annihilate do like 999 damage or something? 99 damage or something? Yeah, it's just under 100. I mean, you'd get to do it every couple of turns. Yeah, I mean that might be great. Uh, have they showed a video of it anywhere? Have you looked it up? I, yeah, that sounds like a kind of a great idea, but I'll be honest, I don't watch a lot of the videos until I get a tune. Once I get a tune geared up, I'm like, hey, what can I do with this guy? So I don't really know that. I'm gonna scroll down. Oh, people are posting videos now. Yeah, and then to be honest, guys, for all you people in ludicrous speed and stuff. You want to know something? Look it up. There's videos on all this stuff because that's where we all get our information. I mean, Smithy D posts stuff, other people post stuff. Um, a lot of these guys are getting to download the characters before they come out and getting to try different things with them. So, watch the videos. Of course, these guys a lot of times have crazy mods on them, but you can still adjust it and fit yourself. For instance, I know that Spaceballs, I can't remember who it is, they've got a guy in P4 using Sidious as a lead and getting massive over 1 million damage with Darth Sidious as a lead. Um, Somebody else, I think, did it with Boba in the lead. There are a few different variations, but I just check out a video or something to get it there. Um, Darth Jar Jar, still waiting on his question. I need an answer. I'm sorry. I wasn't scrolling through any thoughts on cup lead and HAT? Yeah, there is a place for cup and HAT. It's right underneath the tank. You want to stick him right under the tank and roll right over top of him. That's exactly where cup needs to be, along with Night Sister Initiate and Greedo. Sorry, I hadn't seen the questions. I'm scrolling up and looking at them. So. Um, Great Wookiee roar. Who was that? And if anybody else has got anything to chime in on, um, If anybody else has anything, oh yeah, Cypher had a good one. Uh, when you are running Zader lead in P2 and you've got Boba in, you can after you've done Vader's saber throw, you all the dots come back, so then you can execute with Zader's or with Boba and get more damage, like 40, 50K. So it's always a good one. Cypher asked about it. Savage. I talked about him in P2. Advantage guarantees the crit. Yep. Speed 10 plus. Yep. 4 Zetas for a tiny bit more damage than droids, which requires no Zeta. Jar Jar is right. The droids don't. Of course, if you just have the 2 Zetas, one on Sid and one on Vader, you can get in the 3 and 4 millions if you've got the other guys to go with them. So that's the only reason you would want to consider those Zetas for P2. What the F was that voice? Need to stop, Doc. Get some help. What are you talking about? Jar Jar. Okay. Anybody else got any questions?
What teams are you running right now?
Teams that I'm running. The sad part is that I haven't been able to run JTs lately. I've been so busy in real life. I've been missing phases right and left. P1 I was running Xylo because Liquid Schwartz needed it. Now we've done away with it. So today was the first time I'd run a P1 team in months. Today I tried Zeta, Qui-Gon Jinn and Yoda and Luminara, and I threw Kylo in there and Emma Gundy, who's only gear 9. I threw them in there and got like 180,000. I didn't put much effort into it. For P2, I do run Zader. I run Zader, Zid, Zavage, which you don't need, but since I have him, Boba and Phasma. The highest I've got with that team is 2.4 million. I got that the last full HAT run I did. But my Shaman's 2 away, so I'll be putting him in soon. For P3, I run the Dacia lead still. Like I said, I'm free to play. So once I got my teams for each phase, I pretty much stopped and moved on to arena. And now I've been stuff up. I usually finish in the top 3. There's 3 guys on my arena shard at the same payout. We rotate 1, 2, and 3 every day. So I get 1, 2, or 3 every day. Sometimes 4 if there's somebody that is off and I couldn't get past them or something. So for P3, I run Dacia, Emperor, Stormtrooper Han, Royal Guard, TIE Fighter Pilot. For P4, I run Wigs, Leia, R2 now, and Raid Han. So I think the last full one I did, I got about 5.4, 5.2, 5.6 million. I can't remember for one team per phase, but that was with a Xylo lead, so I was able to get about 600,000 with Xylo to start off.
Damn, I still do the Dacia in phase 3. What do you usually hit for that?
Gotcha. Good RNG. I've gotten over 1 million with it. I anywhere between 7 and 800K. Usually what I get. Like I said, you can get over 1 million with it, but I don't put much. I haven't put any stock into it. I haven't put a gear on Dacia for. He's only gear 10. My Royal Guard's only gear 10, and my Stormtrooper Han, Imp, and TIE Fighter Pilot are all in gear 11. But I haven't put anything on to them. I took a bunch of mods off of them and usually don't move a whole lot back over to them. I do for TIE Fighter Pilot because I want him super fast. And my Emperor's in my arena team, so I've got him pretty fast. I think about close to 210 or something. So, but sometimes speed's not the best there. Sometimes potency's better. If you have to sacrifice a little speed for potency, it's better on Palp so you can get those shocks to stick.
Yeah, just an FYI, I looked up, someone posted a video. Darth Nihilus can do the cooldown decrease on the first turn, and then his next turn he can do Annihilate.
That's awesome. If you can keep him alive, I bet you can. I mean, you only got to hit the tank a couple times, and you're already doing pretty well. I don't know. Maybe it might be worth trying with Palp, and I might try that with a Dacia lead because that's going to knock turn meter off. Try to shock them with Palp. Put in Royal Guard. I don't know. I might have to try that once I get mine 7 stars. See how it goes. My General Kenobi will be 7-star and 2 more raids. So I'm gonna try him in P1. I think I've got to get. I don't have. In order to do the General Kenobi sync, oh, you need first order TIE pilot to get the double tap for 2 hits, and I don't have it, so I can't do it. If anybody's got any questions on ships too, I have a free to play ship team that finishes first every day. Usually, I still have 2 or 3 plays left.
What's your ship team?
My ship team. I run an Akbar lead with Biggs, TIE fighter pilot, Biggs, TIE fighter pilot. I'll get down here. Jedi counselor, and my 5th is TIE advanced. It's only 4-star. It's about to be 5. All my other ones are 7-star. My Jedi counselor is only. Did I give enough? Did I give enough chips?
You just have 3 on the bench too.
Oh yeah. Well, I take that back. I run Biggs 5s, Jedi counselor, TIE fighter pilot, and TIE advanced. Akbar is my cap. My Biggs is or my 5s is only gear 9. My Jedi counselor is only gear 8. Everybody else is gear 11. And I usually don't even get to my bench when I'm actually playing. I know they hold well on defense because I hardly ever drop below 10. But basically, TIE fighter pilot or TIE advanced does so many target locks that Biggs just stays alive. And then I use TIE fighter pilots really fast and does target lock, and 5s does target lock. And so it just keeps Biggs going. And I wait out everything from endurance until after he does his immunity, and then I can just go through and wipe him out with Akbar special when he gives everybody 2 hits. I bring off the bench Ocean Soldier, who's gear 11, Wedge is gear 11, and I bring off Ahsoka, who's only like gear 8, and it's an all free to play team except for TIE fighter pilot and TIE advanced are hard to get in fleet shipments, but they're not that hard. So I know a lot of people talk about Scimitar and all that, and they're great teams, but I don't have any problems with them. The only team I've had any problems with lately is when they just did the buff to Tarkin. I can be playing a Tarkin team and have every ship killed but one, still have my starting 5 in, still have protection on all of them, and his AoE wipe everybody out. I mean, literally wipe out all 5 of my guys. He's down to 1 ship, and it's happened a couple times. Usually it doesn't if I can keep everybody healed, but I've had it happen a couple times. The only team I've had any problems with.
What did you say your starting ship team was again?
I run 5s. I run Biggs. I run TIE fighter pilot, TIE advanced, and Jedi Council.
Yeah, I was thinking about Tarkin since that upgrade. I think that's crazy. So how many target locks do you have in your team for him to do that?
Tarkin,
knock out all 5.
Well, that was the thing. I didn't have anybody. The only one target locked was Biggs. I think it works on any debuff. So I had a guy who had one guy had target lock and another guy had like his shields down or something from a hit by 5s. And they all had full health. I think one of them had protection. and it wiped out all 5. Now I played the same team again because, like I said, my payouts at 6 p.m. Eastern time, and I usually play twice, and I'm back in first. I usually wait until about an hour for my payout. I play twice, get back in first, and then I get bumped later in the night. And right before midnight, when I lose my plays, I play back and hit first again. And the guy who's running that team, I played him once and got wiped out. I played him a second time and beat him to death. And his AOE didn't kill everybody. So it's way too powerful right now. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't change it up a little. It's just way too powerful. Either that or everybody's going to go to Tarkin Lead. I was going to go to Tarkin Lead after seeing that. The only reason I haven't is because you need 6 dark side ships at level 5 in order to get Tarkin ship up to 6-star, and I don't have them. I'm missing 2 ships to be strong, to be level 5 or 5 stars. So I'm kind of working on them on the background right now.
So are you spending your fleet tokens on some of those fleet only, the fleet shop only ships at the point, since have you got enough Zetas and you've moved on kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, I have Zader, I have Zid, I have Xylo, I have Savage, I have Zygon Jin, I have Xenilus, and there might be one more, but I think that's it. I'm getting ready to do Zeta on R2's number crunch. I need about 12 or 13 more, maybe 15. And then I want to put one on Yoda because I want to have the option to go to a Rebel or to a Jedi team if need be. I spin him on TIE Fighter pilot early. You can find him in Galactic Wars, so I bought him every time I saw him in Galactic Wars. And then I spin him on a few in Fleet Arena. I used others in Fleet Arena to get my Vader to 7-star at first. When they first came out with it, my Vader wasn't 7-star. I also have been using anytime I see Tusken Shaman, I've been spinning them because I want him for P2. But for the most part, I don't buy ships in the fleet shop. I did buy a few that when I would get a player close to 6-star, 7-star, and wanted to get a jump on it, I would do it. I spent everything in Fleet Store on ships at first while I was trying to open the Zeta Challenge. But once I opened it, I stopped buying ships out of there. That's why I have a free-to-play team. Every one of my ships that I named off, you can get in Galactic Wars. The only ship you can't is TIE Advanced, and I had a bunch of those shards from the tournament that they had, and then I bought the rest in Fleet currency. So right now, the only thing I buy in the Fleet Arena is TIE Advanced, Shaman, and Zetas. And occasionally, if I'm up to like 45 cuffs, I'll buy 5 cuffs. And by the way, if you're listening here, it's the most important thing I'll say all night. You ready? I love to donate gear. Everybody likes to do it. Don't ask for cuffs. Don't ask for stun guns, and don't ask for hollow projectors. Everybody needs them. You can never get enough. Ask for everything else in the thing. I'll give anything else pretty much I've got, but I will never give those away, and most other people don't like to either. And even if you are giving them up to people, and then you're asking for them, you're trading them to them, and they're trading them back to you. And you're not really helping each other. But if we try to trade gear that's, some of us get overstocked on certain stuff. Some of us get understocked on other things, and the game does that for a reason, to make more money. So, but stay away from those things. It's the most important thing I can say all night. All right. Anybody else? I'm sure people are going to start dropping off soon. If so, guys, thanks for just sitting here and listening to me. I'm just an old country boy with Southern twang, and I appreciate you hanging out and listening. Feel free to send me a DM if you got a specific question you want to ask. I may end up referring you to somebody else. There's a lot of areas that y'all talked about tonight that I don't know, so I would push you off to somebody else. I've helped a lot of people out in this game, but I've had a lot of people help me out. So never be too good to ask or too good to help somebody.
Doc, what are you running for your arena team right now?
I'm still on a mall lead right now. I'm currently running a mall lead. I got mall up to 25 speed, or close to 92. I run Emperor, and the reason I run Emperor is so that when I face other mall teams, he can shock Nihilus and keep you from stealth, so that I can knock him out before he gets to me. Um, I have my Emperor's about 210 speed. I have Darth Nihilus 6-star. I run him at about 218. So I can usually get with him. I can get off if I choose to. I can get his health drain off before everybody else, or I can use him to knock you out a taunt early. I run SWGOH at about 209 speed, and I run a Xylo at about 208, something like that. And that's the team I use right now. I have a team in the works that's a theoretical team, and the only reason I came up with it is because my mall team cannot beat the triple cleanse R2 team. I can't beat it. No matter what I do, I can't beat it. I can beat. A lot of people have moved away from that and went to the 2 cleansers with Darth Nihilus. I can beat that team. I can't beat General Kenobi, R2, Rex Lead, Basenchurch. I can't beat it, and no matter how fast I get. So the team I'm working on it's a Zader lead team with Sith Assassin to give him turn meter so that he can get his AOE off before Rex can go and put tenacity up. And then I haven't got it all figured out, but I'm thinking Darth Nihilus, and then I'm thinking Boba, so that I can take out once I stack the dots. Because Basenchurch stack HOTs anyway, and then Vader stacking the dots. Boba can execute somebody, and then my 5th, I'm going back and forth between a tank, something like General Kenobi, or Sid to stack more dots. My other thought is, and somebody did this on my shard and it's been doing really well, is they went back to Stormtrooper Han. They got Stormtrooper Han in there with Zader to give everybody turn meter up. And they got their Stormtrooper on of 247 speed. He's got like 125 speed on his speed mods. It's insane.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But he's doing the same kind of thing, except he's not trying to execute with Boba and not trying to, but he's got the same philosophy kind of thing. So I'm going to something like that, but I'm also at the same time, don't tell Cubby. Well, he already knows. I told him. I'm building a Jedi team behind the scenes. That's why I said I Zeta'd Qui-Gon Jinn, and I'm getting ready to Zeta R2, and I'm getting ready to Zeta Yoda after that. My only problem is that my only problem is that my Anakin is only like gear 8. But I'm only doing that because my dark side team can't really get any better with Zeta. It's got all the Zetas. So.
We're not friends anymore.
Yeah, I know. Who's that?
Cypher.
Oh, well, like I said, I want to have it because I want it ready whenever they do Jedi loot. I'm not going to a Jedi Arena team, but I will tell you this, believe it or not, I hate to admit it. Today, I had to settle for 3rd because one of the guys that's not in my arena group runs a Qui-Gon Jinn led, runs that team. Qui-Gon Jinn, Yoda, Anakin, R2, and General Kenobi. And I couldn't beat them with my mall team. I couldn't do it because they got so many foresights and so many turn meters and stuff, and I just couldn't beat it.
Doc, have you seen this one team gives me the worst? I run a similar team to yours. I have a Zeta Mall lead, and then I have a SWGOH, and I have a Sith Assassin that's at speed, and then also Nihilus and someone. Oh, Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah.
And this team is it's a General Kenobi lead, and then it's Baze, Chirrut, R2D2, and Nihilus. Insanely tanky team that's
I don't
bouncing back and forth with the taunts and the foresight, and it's frustrating.
Yeah, the taunts and the foresight. I wouldn't think you would have as much trouble with that team because they don't have the tenacity up. So you could actually keep their taunts from coming back.
Well, the health up too from the crits, I think.
Yeah, but those aren't with you, the key. The key I would think to that team would be with who you've got is I would try to take out Niles. Once you get Niles out of there, then it's just a. Of course, you got to. A lot of times on those teams, you have to take out General Kenobi first because he just keeps taunting. There's no way around it, unless you stun him. Of course, him and Chirrut can both cleanse it. I haven't seen that team a lot. I don't think it would be as hard of a team, but it might be.
The R2 makes it hard because then it changes your.
I really hate that they put him in the game. He just ruined Darkseid. But yeah, it would change it. I would. Have you tried? And I'm sure you have. Well, you did. You're not running Kylo like I am. See, with
no, I mean, I've tried. What I've done is basically switch from the Maul lead to the Nihilist lead and gotten by on RNG because the crits, there's no crits, so they don't get the health ups.
My thought was with Kylo, you can just ability block. You can heal block. So if you block the heal, they can't heal. The other thing is you could always throw Sid in there and do the same thing. His is a lot better. The other thing would be to really go at General Kenobi quick early and just try to get him out of there as fast as possible. That would be my only other thought. Of course, if you do use Maul does do more damage to Jedi, so you could hurt him that way. But it depends on how tanky they are. It still comes down to mods too. I played a team today that I beat all the time, but he had so many good mods on him, it's hard, and I got destroyed and I had to play him again. And what I ended up doing is instead of using Niles' AOE to start off with, I actually had to knock a taunt off first, and then do his AOE on the second hit and pull away their cooldown. And that actually got me by it. So sometimes maybe trying that if you need to. I don't know, like on Baze, sometimes you hit him first, and then that way you can go ahead and start attacking Kenobi right off the bat. Might be something to think about. Anybody else? WXYZ said something, I missed it. What was he? First order tie under Akbar, I find very pesky to face. So many turns, complete agreement. Here's shame. Will not get 5. Still wait 4. Oh, okay. Yeah. Anybody else? Okay. Yeah, and if people want to, if you need to quit this and people just want to stay around and talk, my son's already in bed, so if y'all want to log off, log off. If somebody wants to ask me something, go for it. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah. The secret recipe is have my wife do it. uh, if you want to cut off any of that stuff at the end, you're not gonna hurt my feelings. You cut out whatever you want. It's your game. You might want to cut out just everything I said. It would probably make it better.